To most casual observers, interest in the triangle peaked in the mid-1970s, when many of the books and documentaries on the subject focused attention on the mysteries within these waters. Since then, in spite of a perceived reduction in incidents, strange events have not actually stopped. Throughout time, ships and aeroplanes of all sizes have encountered strange compass abnormalities, odd cloud formations, intense storms, and improbable 100-foot waves. In this treacherous part of the Atlantic Ocean, could there really be some basis to these events?
Some planes and boats can disappear for different reasons. There are unusual fogs and vapors that are reported out there. Those are documented fact. There are unusual electromagnetic anomalies and phenomena that simply are not explained.
Gian Kazar runs one of the largest internet sites on the subject, and he's writing a book on the topic. He charts every mystery, every odd event, every disappearance, of which he says there are hundreds every year.
You know, in a disappearance, you can't say what exactly happened because there's no trace of it to examine. There is legitimate reason to be interested in it. It may tell us more about the Earth, you know, about the powers in the frequencies and force fields around the Earth, how they can be affected in certain locations, and we will not understand them if we turn our back on it.
US government agencies still don't recognize the Bermuda Triangle as an official entity. They don't even keep a file on it. The position of both the US Coast Guard and the Navy Historical Center is that the Bermuda Triangle doesn't exist. And the Coast Guard is not impressed by supernatural explanations of disasters at sea.
They blame the disappearances mostly on the individual or basic weather patterns.
Yet examples of disappearances can't be ignored. January the 5th, 2000. Just off the Florida coast, a small aeroplane on approach to St. Augustine Airport is picked up on radar. It was a clear night. 9 seconds later, the pilot lost sight of the shoreline. Then he vanished. May the 12th, 1999. The pilot of a twin-engine turboprop is getting ready to land in Nassau in the Bahamas. While in communication with the control tower, he descended so low that radar couldn't detect his altitude. 30 minutes later, he reappeared at 100 feet. At one point, he did a 360-degree turn. He climbed to 1,300 feet, where he disappeared, this time for good. And it's not just aeroplanes. Boats of all shapes and sizes have succumbed to the mysterious waters of the Bermuda Triangle. In Miami, newlyweds off to the Bahamas to buy a home filled up with petrol and left port. It was the last time anyone saw them or their boat. A search discovered nothing. A 43-foot yacht in excellent weather on the way to Miami through the Gulf Stream never actually arrived at its destination. No distress signal was ever sent. A tall ship competing in a race sank in less than a minute off the coast of Bermuda. There was no explosion. It didn't hit a reef or rock, yet 19 people died almost instantly.
Water got quickly inside to the ship, and at that point you're doomed.
But of all the strange occurrences inside the Bermuda Triangle, one stands out. The story of pilot Jose Santos points to evidence of weird phenomena occurring while it was happening, defying all logical explanation. The story of Jose Santos was a chilling account of someone not believing his own eyes. the young pilot from Puerto Rico, had flown to the Dominican Republic with his best friend. They spent the weekend in Santo Domingo. On the return flight to San Juan, Santos's best friend, Jose Maldango, sat at the controls.
Everything was going smooth and nicely, and after 2 hours, they were about 35 miles from the coast of Puerto Rico.
That's when both men saw something that didn't make sense.
They sent a mayday message that they were seeing something weird in front of them.
The pilot was clearly upset over it. His voice was desperate. In the background, you can hear the passenger saying, "Look, look." And no matter what they tried to do to avoid this, it would come in front of them. So it was clearly dogging them, and they simply could not avoid it.
The pilot couldn't describe the object more specifically. Radio transmissions of the Mayday call offered a chilling record of the flight.
They made a turn of 300 degrees, which is a pretty big change, pretty big turn. And the object, again, was in front of them. Doesn't matter where they changed course, the object was again in front of them. They said, and right now, as we are talking to you, that object is again in front of us. And we're losing control. We don't know where we are. We are disoriented.
Then the transmission stopped, and they were never heard from again. Rivera's father launched a massive search.
And they searched all the area, following the route that my brother took, and they could not find anything. Not even wreckage, nothing. They never found anything.
Rivera now lives in South Florida, but she still thinks about her brother and what he might have encountered the day he became another statistic of the Bermuda Triangle.
Even the Coast Guard said to this day no information has been obtained to definitely say what happened.
While the islands of the Caribbean have been home to plenty of oddities, perhaps nowhere within the Bermuda Triangle have there been stranger events than off the waters of the Bahamas. Bimini is one of the least populated islands in the Bahamian chain. Just off the coast, it's an underwater curiosity that some people claim may be the root of all the problems in the Bermuda Triangle.
I'll tell you, I've seen some very strange things happen out there that cannot be dismissed. Up to you in terms of whether...
Bill Keefe runs one of the few diving shops in Bimini. He's referring to a rock formation just a quarter of a mile offshore, 15 feet below the ocean's surface.
Basically, you've got an area that has what we refer to as a reverse J, which is made up of a series of rectangular stones and two parallel lines just to the east or just inside of this reverse J, also made up of rectangular stones. The stones appear to have some design to them.
They are known as the Bimini Roads. Some people think they're part of the lost city of Atlantis, and that the strange events in the Bermuda Triangle are caused by power unleashed by energy crystals buried in Atlantis.
So people would like to think, those who follow that some of these power complexes could still be operating and once in a while pulsing and causing electromagnetic disturbances, causing a ship to crash or to disappear into another dimension or domain.
No crystals have ever been found. So what are these rock formations? Scientists think they know exactly what they are.
They are what's called beach rock. And they are very suspicious looking because beach rock tends to form very blocky, linear tracts of rock. Usually it's along the shoreline. But In this case, I believe that it's a beach rock that formed on the shoreline, hundreds of years ago, and then when sea level rose, it became submerged. So now it looks like a road.
There's only one place where this beach rock formed. Why is that? Why didn't beach rock form wherever the shoreline was over a period of time? That didn't happen. So as easy as you want to offer, a dismissal, you can shoot holes in the dismissal.
This is why the stories of the Bermuda Triangle persist, and what pushes scientists to pursue credible answers to the mysteries of the deep. Author Richard Weiner believes nearly all the mystery is explicable.
Whatever is going to happen in the future, I would say it's going to be just human error, mechanical failure, structural malfunction, or weather and atmospheric phenomena, nothing else.
But those who are haunted by the memories of loved ones lost in the triangle are tormented by the unknown.
There should be an explanation of what is going on in that area, why so many things had happened in that area, and why my brother was another victim of that area. I wish I could not have the answer.
Believers will always point to certain events to support the mystery surrounding this stretch of ocean. But as science and technology evolve, more of these mysteries will be uncovered, unmasking the danger that lurks inside the Bermuda Triangle.